Oh, wow, that is lovely. Look at that shine. That is fantastic. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Personal Beauty. I'm your host, Shannon, as always, and I have another fun episode for you guys today. I think this one the girls will appreciate a little bit more. So today, and in similar fashion to previous episodes, we're going to be discussing clean girl makeup. This has been a big trend since I believe the end of last year, and clean girl makeup kind of around the globe can be seen in a couple different ways. So basically what we're going to be focusing on today is perfecting the skin with minimal makeup, and then also making it look more or less very natural. So this is going to be a very wearable, sort of everyday look, versus the previous episodes where we focus a little bit more on K-pop style or K-drama style. And we're going to start with this one. So the all-important primer. Primer is super important, especially in this heat, you guys. And there's actually a couple things about the heat that make makeup a little bit more challenging. And one of them is actually because it's so hot outside, everyone is blasting the AC inside. And this can actually dry you out a lot, especially your skin, especially like your lips and things like that. So a glowy sort of hydrating primer is really important. And that's how we're gonna start today. This particular primer is actually a more liquidy, kind of serum-y consistency, versus a lot of the ones that you'll see are a cream or some sort of mattifying solution. So let's just check out the texture. So it's really nice and liquidy. Okay, very, very thin, very light. I'm just gonna apply a little bit kind of on my cheeks here. I do have that blush on and I don't want things to separate, so I'm just gonna put some primer on underneath. Okay, so right away it feels a little bit tacky, which is actually what you want from a primer. And glow-wise, it gives you a nice little sort of sheen. Makes it look a little bit more dewy, a little bit more moisturized, which is always something that we're looking for. Okay, yes, so these are tints. Let's just go ahead and open this new one. I haven't tried this one yet, so let's just see what it's all about. So these sort of like tinted ones, these are usually actually a blush. I think I've explained my love for liquid blush that I've recently kind of discovered on the previous episode. But liquid blush is easily one of my new favorites. It's something that you can apply to your cheeks, obviously for contour. But I also put it a little bit on my eyelids over here. This kind of blends in the tones of my face. Gives me a little bit more of a sun-kissed kind of blushy look overall. So I just put a little bit on my hand. I just kind of blended it in right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's quite light, it's quite faint, so liquid blushes definitely are a little bit more buildable, but they can be used all over your face. So they can be used for nose contour, cheek contour, eyelid contour, all kinds of stuff. So this is definitely a really good way to achieve that sort of clean girl look, because this can be applied without making the skin look like cakey or matte. Up next we have concealer. So we actually have two different types of concealer. This is the one that I tried last time, but when I tried it, it was slightly dark for my skin tone. So we're gonna see if this one's a little bit of a better fit. So for reference, this is all I'm gonna need for my whole face. The areas that I'm gonna target the most is a couple little blemishes that I have down here on my jawline, and then maybe the under eyes as well. When it comes to concealer, if you put on too much, because it is sort of meant to mattify texture, it does look visible, like it looks a little bit more cakey or like too thick. And if you're going for that clean girl makeup, that's sort of the opposite of what you want. So I have a little bit on my finger right here. I'm just gonna use my mirror and just apply it lightly. So see that? I don't know if you guys can see. It applies really, really well with just a little bit, so we really don't need a whole lot. We're gonna go for the under eye area as well. Okay, and I think that's all I'm gonna use, genuinely. Oh, maybe my little friend down here. So I'm actually gonna use my fingers to kind of apply this. I feel like when it comes to concealer or liquid products, especially concealer, I much prefer using my fingers because there is nothing that will accomplish a skin-like texture like skin. And your fingers are sort of the best little paintbrushes because they fit all of the creases really well without smearing or smashing the makeup. So I don't know if you guys can see. That's blended with my fingers just right around my chin. Really, really easy to do. A little bit of a pro tip, if you are gonna use your fingers, always use the ring finger. The reason for this is because it has the least dexterity of your fingers, which makes it a little bit more soft. So this is gonna avoid sort of smashing or you forcing the makeup around too much. You want it to act a little bit more like a brush, naturally. You want your finger to do the work. So this is a lip tint. I don't know if I expressed my love adequately enough in the previous one, but lip tints are definitely one of my favorite. Oh, and I love this brand as well. So this is actually a peachy color lip tint, which based on my color analysis, I think is gonna fit me the best. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch it. Let's just see, this is Mulled Peach is the color. So let's just go ahead and check that out. Okay, so now you guys can see. Okay, so it looks more or less like a gloss. It doesn't have that super kind of thick, creamy sheen that a lipstick has. But what I like about tints is that they are long lasting, so we don't have to worry about reapplying this one, which even just adds a little bit more to that sort of clean girl appearance, because then we're not constantly reapplying makeup throughout the day. So we're gonna do this in a Korean style. We're actually gonna apply it on the center portion of the lips and then just kind of gently, blend it out. I think a more Western style of doing this would be going around the lip line and then kind of blending into the center. We're gonna do the opposite. So we're gonna start in the center. Need a little bit more. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so just on the inner corner right there, so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then just gently kind of use your lips to smash it together. And that's it. That is it for like the facial sort of like coloring. Now we're gonna get into the fun stuff. This is the one that I was looking the most forward to. This is actually a highlight, and this one is a serum, I believe. Yeah, it's a shimmering serum. So I've actually never tried a liquid highlight before. This should be pretty interesting. I do think I attempted this once in college with like a liquid eyeshadow. Didn't go so well, so we'll see. Oh, this is so cool. So it's a very similar packaging. Just get it open for you guys. Let's go ahead and swatch. Let's just take a look. I'm gonna put it next to the blush. Ooh, okay, that looks like glitter glue. Like right away as it comes out, it definitely looks a little bit more like glitter glue. Oh wow, that is lovely. Look at that shine. That is fantastic. So definitely safe to say that a little bit goes a long way with this one. You can see I just put the tiniest dot and it's already all over my finger. It's already all over my hand. One thing that I'm discovering about this as I'm testing it now is it does sort of dry down like a powder, which I kind of like. This will prevent the liquid from moving around makeup that you already have underneath. So for my girlies out there that are used to makeup, liquid highlighter or highlighter in general is something that you're going to use last. Highlighter always goes on the surface because this is something that you don't want to accidentally blend out with your other colors or with foundation or some sort of creamy formula. So we're going to use highlighter to highlight the essential spots. Okay, so I think I'm just going to tap instead. This will help me to not smudge the makeup underneath. Okay. Nice. Just a very light little glow. We're going to go for the most minimal type that we can. So after that, I think we are finished with the highlight. Really just like a minimal amount of product, I think is the biggest key when it comes to clean girl makeup. The last step that we want to do is this one right here. So this would actually be for eyes, for eyeshadow. For eyeshadow, I think with clean girl makeup especially, and I'm sorry I keep repeating that, but that is what we are focused on today, is neutral colors. So this is not the time to play around with like electric blue or purple or red, right? So because we are looking for something a little bit more natural, I'm just going to take this very peachy shade and I'm just going to go all over the lid. I'm not currently wearing any eyeshadow, so this is just going to act like a base tone. When it comes to eyeshadows, I feel like this area wears away pretty quickly, so we want to focus on a light beige sort of base, and then we might do a little bit of a shadow in the crease, but just enough to sort of give us some depth. So overall, this is just a really clean girl aesthetic. This is kind of what we were going for with using minimal products to achieve a maximum result. If you guys want more tips and tricks on how to do clean girl makeup, K-pop style, if you're looking into things about Korean culture and you guys are interested, definitely leave your ideas down below in the comment section. We definitely take a look at those. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for the episode at 6 p.m. Love you. Bye.